So located in Green Lake County, Wisconsin, is absolute lake life. The primary attraction is Green Lake. It's often called the Big Green Lake, and it's famous for being the deepest natural inland lake in the state, with trenches plunging down to roughly 237 feet deep.
Now, to put that into perspective, 237 feet is almost the height of a 24-story building, straight down into pitch black, freezing water. Now, it's a beautiful area, but from a search and rescue standpoint, a lake that deep would be an absolute nightmare if someone just so happened to go missing.
Yeah, and keep that depth in mind because it becomes incredibly important. So late in the evening on August 11th, 2024, there was a 45-year-old father of three and local cabinet maker. His name was Ryan Borgwardt, and he was out kayaking on this lake. At 10:36 p.m., he sends a text to his wife, Emily, may have snuck out on a lake.
Which is a pretty weird message to be sending at 10:30 at night to your wife.
Yeah. And Emily's response shows that this isn't exactly a fun, spontaneous surprise. She replies, that would have been nice to know. I was beginning to wonder why you weren't home. Ryan apologizes, but Emily responds with something that shows there's already some tension there. She says, nothing new. I should be used to it by now. So many nights I have no idea where you are when it's late. So she's frustrated.
Yeah.
I mean, she's at home alone with the kids, and he's just like...
Yeah, she has no idea where he is, and he's just dropping like, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm in the middle of a lake.
Yeah, okay. Like,
at 10:30
thanks for
at
telling
night.
me. So Ryan tells her he will work on their communication, and he adds this detail. He tells her that he's out there because he's watching the Northern Lights and that they are pink.
Right. Isn't that something you would normally do with your wife and family, though?
Well, not in this situation. He texts her, I love you, good night. Emily tells him she loves him too and tells him to be safe. Then at 10:49 p.m., Ryan sends his final message. I'll be heading to shore soon. So the next morning, Emily wakes up and the house is still empty. It's 5:12 in the morning and she sends a panicked text. Where are you? Followed by 5 question marks, and there's no response. So what actually led Ryan Borgwardt out onto that lake in the pitch black? Was it really just a spontaneous trip to go see the Northern Lights, or was there something more to this story? I'm Ashley.
I'm Ricky.
And this is Crime Salad. So today we are heading to Green Lake County, Wisconsin to dig into one of the most bizarre investigations this county has ever seen. So let's get into it. So Emily hasn't heard from her husband. It's just after 5 in the morning and he's not answering. The last she knew, he was out watching the Northern Lights around 10:30 at night on the lake.
Now, keep in mind, the lake that Ryan was at was over 50 miles away from their hometown. So when Emily woke up and Ryan still wasn't home, she immediately started to panic and called the police. Deputies arriving at Dodge Memorial County Park find his van and trailer still in the parking lot.
And it gets even crazier when they go out on the lake with their boats. They deploy the boats and they find a kayak that has been completely capsized. So it's upside down on the water. It's, pretty scary because it was over one of the deepest, darkest sections of the lake. And when they get closer, they find his life jacket floating on the surface. So, what happened?
Yeah.
They later find his fishing pole in the water. So it was like submerged in the water, and also his tackle box, which included his ID, his keys, and his belongings. So it's like obviously his.
Right.
So immediately everyone's jumping to the most heartbreaking conclusion that this was a terrible drowning accident. The community is heartbroken, and a family is in absolute terror. Like they just lost their father.
Yeah, I mean, with everything, it's pretty obvious what happened here. Kayak's empty, the keys are in the tackle box, the van's still there. He didn't leave the lake.
Yeah. So the Green Lake County Sheriff's Office, they go into absolute overdrive. They're launching a grueling 58-day operation. But a lake this intense, like this deep, would you say 237 feet deep?
Yeah.
It requires true specialists.
Yeah, definitely.
So they bring in a volunteer search group called Bruce's Legacy. And their backstory is pretty incredible, but it's also heartbreaking. It started in 2013 by an expert diver named Keith Cormican to honor his brother, Bruce. So back in 1995, Bruce was a firefighter. And at the time, the standard way to recover drowning victims was just dragging a giant metal hook through the water and hopefully picking up something.
Which is terrible.
Yeah, it's awful. It was like dehumanizing.
For sure.
So the two brothers, they were fighting to have a proper dive rescue team, and they wanted it to start in their county. Now, tragically, Bruce actually died on a job before he could even make any changes. He was out searching a flooded creek for a drowning victim, and he lost his footing. He got sucked into a powerful whirlpool. His crew eventually managed to pull him out and started CPR, but he was underwater for too long, so he passed away a few days later.
Wow.
But Keith, he wanted to finish what they started together. He wanted to start Bruce's Legacy to help find victims. And it's just such a moving story behind all of that.
It is, and it's terrible what happened, but I think it's so cool when someone is able to turn something so terrible and make it into something really, really positive.
Yeah, it's very inspiring. So this organization, they use state-of-the-art sonar and remotely operated underwater drones. They focus on extreme depths. So, like, this is perfect for them.
This is
They're
their
going to
bread
find
and
his
butter.
body. Yeah, like, this is absolutely perfect. And Keith and his team, along with local law enforcement, they're out there on this lake day after day, systematically searching the freezing, murky trenches of Green Lake. And you really have to think about the massive scale of an operation like this. I mean, he's using the top of the line equipment, but it's taking them 58 days. And the cost of all that has got to be racking up.
Oh, for sure. And what's crazy about that is this is a nonprofit, so it's running entirely on public donation.
Yeah,
So
it is amazing.
Yeah,
but
because they don't charge the family a dime.
they don't. But it gets like really like disturbing when you find out like what happens. So day after day, they're searching. The sonar is coming back empty. The lake just refuses to give him up. They find everything, like the kayak, his fishing pole, his life jacket. Where's the body? So for nearly 2 months, the search teams have exhausted every physical resource they have. They're dragging the lake, reviewing sonar data, and trying to bring closure to a grieving family. And they're getting nowhere. So investigators have to pivot, and they look outside the lake. And they get a hit so big that brings this entire underwater investigation to a screeching halt.
Yeah. And this is where the story starts to get really interesting and fast, because the database hit showed that the Canadian Border Patrol scanned a passport for Ryan on August 13th. Now, keep in mind, this is just one day after police found his abandoned vehicle on the lake. His family's still at home grieving, and he's crossing international lines.
But when investigators talk to his wife, she is completely thrown off by this. Why? Because she physically hands investigators Ryan's passport. She's like, what do you mean? I have the passport right here. There's no way that he used it in Canada. So.
Yeah. So that brings up the question, how does a dead man cross international borders?
Right. So forensic analysts, they crack open his laptop that he left behind. And it's like they find this hidden treasure trove. He left behind a massive digital footprint on the laptop with information that he thought was deleted for good.
Yep. And the saxophones just keep getting louder and louder. Little Boys in the Hood reference there.
And it turns out back in May, he had gone online, reported his original passport lost. So he applied for a new one, and he kept his old one secretly. And he had the new one expedited, so it's like he has two.
Yeah.
And he intentionally leaves the old one at home so his wife would find it and go, well, this exact thing, like he set this up. Like, there's no way he would have left. The passport's right here. But this was just the beginning. The laptop shows in the months leading up to his tragic kayaking accident, he is a happily married father of 3. He takes out a $375,000 life insurance policy.
So essentially, he's putting a $375,000 price tag on his family's trauma, while his wife and kids, they all think he's still at the bottom of a lake.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And he's also researching how to transfer large sums of money out of his local bank to foreign banks. He's also communicating with a woman online who lives in Uzbekistan. And just to put more icing on the cake, he even tried to cover his own digital tracks by replacing his computer's hard drive and clearing his browser history on the exact day he disappeared. But he left an absolute mess behind. So the picture's finally clear. Ryan didn't drown in that lake. He orchestrated a massive theatrical illusion to abandon his family and move out.
And this is one of my favorite parts of the story because Ryan remembers to clear his hard drive and his web history the day of the disappearance, but he actually forgets that everything is being backed up on the cloud. I mean, the cloud has caused a lot of problems for people over the years. I don't think anybody understands the cloud.
Do you understand the cloud?
No, I'm afraid of the cloud.
So investigators now know that this guy's alive and hopefully well, so they can catch him. He's out on the run, but they still have to piece together what actually happened on Green Lake the night of August 11th. How does a guy stage a drowning in the middle of a massive lake and vanish into thin air?
Yeah, I mean, you can't just press delete on yourself and expect no one to come looking for you, especially when you have a wife and a family.
Yeah. You think he would have just like left a note on the kitchen counter, like, see ya.
There's so many ways that he could have handled this better. I mean, one, he could have got a divorce. And almost all of these cases that we cover, it's like, why didn't you just get a divorce? It's not that hard. But he could have wrote a weird letter. He could have been like, "Dear family, I've ran away. Catch me if you can, suckers."
Here's some money.
Here's some money.
There wouldn't have been a life insurance policy if he did that. So maybe there's more to the story.
Here's $20 for pizza.
So it turns out Ryan's grand illusion was basically a real life cartoon. So let's walk through his master plan. First, he drives 50 miles from his home in Watertown out to Green Lake just to set the scene. And he's out there on the water. And right after he's sending that final text message to Emily about heading to shore soon, he executes the setup. He takes out his tackle box, which contained his wallet, his keys, his driver's license. He tosses the entire thing in the lake, and he throws his fishing pole in there. So then he undoes his life jacket. He just throws it in the lake. It's just floating on the surface, and he completely flips over the kayak and just abandons ship.
He's like, "Now you see me, now you don't." Houdini. He's gone.
And like, what was he thinking, that his family would just move on? Like,
yeah, I guess so.
Didn't love me anyway. I'm just going to leave. Mm-hmm. Like, did he think that? Like, it sucks, but I mean, him doing all of this to his family, leaving $375,000 life insurance policy is just like, what is that?
It seems strange, and there's got to be more to it.
Yeah. I mean, he was probably thinking like, well, flip over the kayak, leave, start a new life.
Yeah.
So Ryan, he staged his accident on the lake. He planned ahead knowing that it would be way too risky to just swim in that dark lake. It's deep. Like, he could actually drown. He doesn't want to do that. So he came prepared. He brought an inflatable secret getaway vessel, a child-sized inflatable boat.
What does that even mean? I just picture like a 45-year-old waiting in the water, just huffing and puffing into like this inflatable pink flamingo. He's like, because you couldn't have a pump. Like,
no.
Right? Like most rafts would have a pump or something, but what do you do with the pump? You would have to, throw it into the water, which they would find.
They'd be like, wait, why is there an inflatable
boat
and
right?
pump?
That's a little obvious. So I don't know. I just picture him in this pink flamingo and he's like splashing, like trying to get to the shore, something like that.
Yeah, I guess it could be.
And then he pulls out a knife and he stabs the pink flamingo, and then all the air comes out, and he packs it back into his backpack. That's the only.
They never found the inflatable boat, so it could very well be a pink flamingo. We don't know.
Just saying.
This is a true criminal mastermind at work.
I think so.
So he arrives on shore, he sneaks into the woods, and he hops onto the next getaway vehicle, which is an electric bike that he planted in the weeds. Now remember, he already drove 50 miles to get to the lake. So now he has to ride his e-bike in pitch black for 70 miles all the way to Madison, Wisconsin.
Holy cow. That's like hours of just cranking on an e-bike in the middle of the night.
And he planned for it too. He actually bought this bike and 2 lithium batteries on Amazon before he did all this.
Oh, so he's swapping batteries.
Yeah, he's got battery backups, because you never know. He doesn't want to be pedaling that whole way.
Yeah,
I know I wouldn't.
You ever try to pedal an e-bike, though? They're so heavy.
Yeah, when the battery does, you're like, this is worse than a normal
bike.
You
know what? I'm calling the police myself. I'm caught. Just come pick me up.
I'm tired.
I just want to sleep in a bed.
I wonder if he even slept. I feel like he didn't sleep.
I mean, with something like that, I don't think you could sleep. You'd be full on adrenaline. I mean, you're just like I said, you're cranking on that e-bike. You got to get somewhere.
I wonder if anyone passed him. They're just like,
what is this dude
that
doing?
guy's on the freaking run.
Yeah.
So here's another one for you. Investigators discovered that in January, while he was quietly plotting all of this to start a new life with his new girlfriend, Ryan went to a doctor and he completely got a reversed vasectomy.
You can do that?
Yeah, I guess so. He did.
Huh. Okay. So wait, you cut the tube, and then somehow you got to put the tube back together?
Yeah.
That's insane. I mean, I mow the grass a lot, right? I've ran over a hose a couple times in my life. Could you imagine taking 2 pieces of the hose, putting them back together, and duct taping them and trying to get them to work right again? I mean, you'd have water splashing out of the sides. I don't know how it's possible.
And this process is actually very expensive. Insurance doesn't normally cover it.
I would assume.
Yeah, so he's determined to get everything back. And so while he's planning this whole runaway, he's dropping thousands of dollars on this reversal vasectomy. And his wife drove him to the doctor's appointment.
He just has cash. He's like, well, this is for my getaway, but I need to get this done.
Yeah, he's like, what's $15,000?
That's how much it costs?
I think it's around that. I don't know. I saw it could be 10 to 15.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
So where does he actually go? What does this place look like? He's got to be on a beach somewhere, right? If you're going to leave your life, your wife and kids, you got to be going at least to a better life. I just picture him out there with this new vasectomy. He's got a freshly shaved chest, and he's going by his crisp new name of Palm Beach Pete, right?
You think he shaved his chest or waxed it?
I didn't want to say shaved his bush.
Okay. But before we talk about that, let's talk about how he actually got out of the country. So he's riding on this e-bike, right, for 70 miles all the way to Madison, Wisconsin. And once he gets there, he boards onto a bus, takes him all the way to Detroit, Michigan. And he just continues on that same bus all the way to Canada. So when he gets to Canada, they give him a little bit of a hard time. They're like, why are you going to Canada? And he's just like, I just want to go for fun.
I want to go for fun.
They're
Vacation.
like, can we see your ID? And he's like, oh, snapdragons. I don't have it on me. I have my passport, though.
Oh, his license is in the lake.
Yeah, he doesn't have his license. So they're just like, okay. But do you owe anything? Do you have lots of bills and stuff? He's like, no, I'm caught up on my mortgage, everything. So I'm just going for fun.
I'm not fleeing. I'm going on a vacation.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he has to make this work because essentially he's dead.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be dead at the bottom of a lake.
And he made it this far.
You can't just go back to your normal life. You have to make this work somehow.
Gosh, I wish they didn't let him through. But they ended up letting him through. Unfortunately, they're like, okay, fine. I'm going to go on my lunch break.
You imagine being the guy who let him through. You'd be like, whose name was on the document?
Oopsies. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Do I have a job still?
No. Maybe they were just trying to see if he was dangerous or something. But I think they do check if you're trying to flee from your debt.
That
Or
makes
try
sense.
to flee from your wife.
Yeah.
And meet some woman and Uzbekistan. Okay, so once he arrives safely in Canada, they let him through. He takes a bus to the Toronto airport. He actually gets on a plane. But before that, he has to get creative. So he wanted to initially buy the flight tickets using airline gift cards, but he knew that wouldn't work because you can't use US gift cards in Canada. So he gets creative, and he even brags about this later, but he gets his tickets using Western Union. So he like transfers the money there, and then he like purchases the ticket so that his wife, it won't show up on his bank statement. His wife's never going to know.
Yeah, because he can't use a credit card or anything like that.
No, yeah, because that's just going to flag him like, oh, he's at the airport.
Yeah. But at the same time, he only has so much money at this point. He has to fork out that money, the little money that he has, to put it on some Western Union card.
Yeah, it's true. So according to his own confession, his route went from Canada to Paris and then to an undisclosed country in Asia before finally landing in Tbilisi, the capital of the country of Georgia. So, yeah, he made it.
He did it.
He did it. He met up with his girlfriend. Her name is Katia. It might be Katia or Katia.
Okay.
Pretty name. But there wasn't like this happily ever after. So he did end up meeting with his girlfriend, Katia. It might be Katia or Katia around there. But it wasn't like this happily ever after because his grand escape fund completely dried up. So it's like, she's probably expecting like, let's go out to eat. Let's go do all these things. And he's like, sure.
This is my new rich American man.
Yeah.
Not to stereotype, but that could very well be the case.
I mean, have you ever seen 90 Day Fiancé?
All the time.
I love that show. Is it still like on air?
I think so, but it's just, I don't know.
Same thing.
Yeah, the honeymoon phase is done, I think.
So it turns out, we spoke earlier how he moved like these massive funds, from his U.S. bank accounts to foreign bank accounts. Turns out he actually didn't do that, but he did actually wire $20,000 to Katia. And he claimed that since his family was already in debt, like $200,000 in debt, what's another $20,000?
Yeah, it's just a number at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, so wait, he's in debt 200,000 plus, right? So maybe that life insurance was like his make good commitment.
Yeah, like, this will help the family.
I'm going to leave you all of my massive debt, but hey, pay it off and live happily
the
ever
wife
after.
will take care of it, as always.
Hey.
So after blowing his cash on everything to escape, he landed at his destination. He met up with his girlfriend, and he only has $5,500 in cash in his pocket. And yeah, so this guy's like blowing through it because he gets an apartment. I don't know how much his apartment is. I don't know the prices in that country, but
Yeah, I have no idea.
But anyway, I mean, $5,000, it's not going to last very long.
No. He's not living his dream, I would imagine.
So this was more of like a getaway vacation, I think, in reality, than like a flee the country situation.
I hope it was for love, at least.
I mean, he did get a vasectomy.
Yeah. Well, he would have had $20,000 instead of $5,000 if he didn't get the $15,000 vasectomy.
Well, it was more important at the time, okay?
I guess. Snip, snap, snip, snap.
So after tens of thousands of dollars that were put into his search, like, what did we say, 58 days of a grueling daily day-to-day search.
Yeah.
By November 11th, investigators, they knew exactly where he was. He wasn't fooling anyone, and they were trying to communicate with his new girlfriend through her, and they finally got to Ryan. So they actually get a hold of him, and he sends them a video, and he hopes that it just like solves everything. He's like, I'm alive and well. Everything's fine. No problem. Here I am.
Yeah, no problem for you. I mean, your family's at home thinking you're dead. You have teams of people literally searching this massive lake for you.
How mad would you be? I'd be like,
oh my gosh, I'd be so mad.
And that is when the sheriff, he holds a press release conference. He looks directly into the camera and he says, Ryan, if you're viewing this, I plead that you contact us or contact your family. We know that things can happen, but there's a family that wants their daddy back.
Okay. So they just want to get him back at this point. Mm-hmm. And then they're kind of pulling on his like emotions there, though, throwing the children in. I think it was close to Christmas too. So they're like, hey, what better gift than coming home on Christmas for your family?
Yeah. I'm sure they were really sad.
Yeah.
I wonder if like she told them like what happened or if she's like, he's gone on a trip.
Yeah, I have no idea.
So his great escape was over, and now he had to face the music and come home, running like a dog with his tail between his legs.
Yeah.
So the fantasy is over for Ryan, and by early December, he finally breaks. He coordinates with law enforcement, and he figures out a way to go back to the U.S., so bus by bus, plane, whatever, into Chicago, and he's immediately taken into an interrogation room. And the police at this point, you got to think, they have no idea what kind of guy this is. Like, is he like some like crazy manipulative like guy?
Yeah, it's like, is he a mastermind? Is he an idiot? He's probably an idiot, but they don't know.
Yeah, they don't know what to expect. But it turns out he just kind of breaks and he just explains, I feel like a total failure. And he starts listing his excuses. He claimed that he and Emily had completely grown apart, and he feels like he can't talk about his problems with her. He's ashamed of himself, and the kids don't want anything to do with him. So he's just like, well, this is why I did it.
Yeah, well, boo fucking who? I don't know. Like, who cares?
Poor you.
Poor
Do you
you.
understand how long we searched for you?
Like, you literally traumatized a community, your wife, your children for the rest of their lives. Like, not, okay, yeah, you're not dead at this point, but now they got to deal with the fact that you faked your own death to get away from them. Like, that's not cool.
So now if you ever see like an upside down kayak, you're just gonna be like, oh, that's probably a fake death.
You're going to be skeptical.
Like a life jacket floating in the water.
It's insane. Wow, my dad hated me so much that he faked his own death to get away from me. Like, that's going to mess you up for the rest of your life.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Sad.
So he uses like all these excuses, and the reason why he started talking to a woman across, the globe, it started off as a friend. He's just like wanted a friend, and then it turned into something more.
Yeah, on an international dating site that it's like you weren't looking for that.
I feel like the breaker for her was like, but can you have kids?
And he was like, give me 2 weeks.
Give me 2 weeks to recover, and I can definitely have kids. And that was the breaker. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. Got to get the plumbing back in order.
Now, don't get me wrong. This is like really horrible. I know we're joking a lot. But I mean, at the same time, like living with debt, I mean, that's really sad. It's really hard on a lot of people. And it's so common for people to just be drowning in debt and like not knowing what to do, like this fight or flight response.
Yeah.
And like you have your kids and you just feel trapped. Like it's true of what he's feeling, I'm sure. But he just like gets so selfish in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean, because it's sad that he felt that was the only option, right? He was not only running away from his family, but he was running away from a life that he created.
Yeah. And not to mention, he put all of this financial burden onto his wife. Now she's like, oh my God, look how much debt we're in. And they live in the state of Wisconsin. So Wisconsin is actually a marital property state. So like if you get married and you have the secret debt, it's going to be my debt. Like if something happens too, like it just kind of goes over.
Yeah.
So like there's that. So that's probably why he had to get the life insurance policy, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, he probably felt that was the only solution. I'll fake my death. We'll pay off the debt. They'll get to live, a normal life, and I'll go live my dream life over here.
Yeah. So as soon as he was arrested, Emily's like, I'm filing for legal separation. This guy is out of my life.
Yeah, good for her.
So hopefully during the divorce, they were able to use a defense called marital waste, which is basically a way to force all of this debt, it's like 100% of the debt onto Ryan, because it's like he's been hiding it. And like there's different like loopholes with that, I'm sure. So she successfully divorced him in May, and she completely cut ties with him for good. She's like, good riddance.
See ya.
Your loss. So, yeah, she deserves way better anyway. I mean, that's just like, you're just playing mind games at that point. Now, one thing I wanted to bring up whenever this case became like, I guess I want to say like viral or like people knew about this case, there was a TikTok video that was circulating online. Do you remember seeing that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so there's this TikTok video. This guy's like on his e-bike and he's just like riding down the road on the sidewalk. And there's this girl holding a poster board that says, "Ask me for advice." And he stops and he's like, "I could use some advice." And this guy looks eerily like Ryan, like identical. And what's even weirder is his story. He's like, should I leave my wife or should I go and move to Uzbekistan to meet up with this woman that I'm talking to online?
Right.
And she's like, Uzbekistan, like, what's wrong with your wife? Are you going to leave her? Like, are you guys still married? Do you have kids? Like, asking all these questions. And he's like, yeah, but who cares?
Yeah.
Like, what should I do? And it's so weird because, like, this video went viral, and I'm sure you remember it if you've seen it.
And I think it went viral while he was still missing, too. So people thought they cracked this case.
Yes. Everyone's like, there he is. He's right here. And they're sending it, like, as a tip. Like, he is in California. And that's the problem is this video is taken in California. Meanwhile, he's in, like, Wisconsin, Canada, like, up that way. So it's just so interesting and, like, what a coincidence.
It's so much of a coincidence that I know experts looked at it and they did all this analysis and stuff, and it's definitely not him. But in my head, I'm still skeptical for some reason.
Like, okay, it's so weird how things happen.
We'll put this TikTok video, the link to it, in our description, so check it out. But tell us what you think, because holy cow, it's crazy. Like, it almost gives me goosebumps because it's...
Yeah.
I just don't see how there could be two stories that are exactly the same. Not to mention he's on a dang e-bike.
So I wonder what happened to that guy.
Yeah.
Like, did he actually fake his own death too? Like, doppelganger guy?
Maybe.
Like, living the same life?
That's Palm Beach Ryan.
Yeah. So what a wild case. I mean, the organization Bruce's Legacy, for one, like, they are absolutely amazing. I know... Like, I read that they have recovered so many bodies and helped so many families, you know, that were grieving and didn't know what to do. Like, it's just an amazing organization. So, like, it just is horrible that this happened to them.
Yeah. Honestly, I think their organization was the downfall for Ryan.
Yeah.
Like, I think it totally blindsided him because in his head, he was probably thinking this is a small town. The cops will probably, look for me for maybe a week, not be able to find me, not have the resources to do it. And then, Houdini, scot-free, I'm good to go.
It's like, I know the police aren't going to go in that lake.
Yeah.
They're going to come out with their flashlights and shine around and go, maybe something got them.
Open case. You know, we'll just keep it open and whatever.
But no.
We'll close. And it's so sad, too, because these teams are so passionate about what they're doing, and a lot of them have faced things like this in their own past. So they're out there putting the man hours in, and a lot of them are, volunteering. And he's just wasting their time. And that sucks because those resources could have went to a family that actually needed them.
Yeah, that's disgusting. And like thousands of dollars went towards his search.
Yeah, 58 days and all of those resources and
travel expenses and maintenance and...
Like, they better be getting their money back.
I know that he was ordered to pay roughly $30,000 in restitution to cover all the costs in the search. And the Department of Natural Resources actually used that money for something incredibly poetic. Yeah, the DNR took $9,000 of Ryan's restitution money, bought a brand new state-of-the-art towfish sonar device. So it's a highly sophisticated unit, and it's used to map the bottom of the deep lakes to find missing persons. So it's pretty good turnaround.
I could probably use it, bass fishing maybe.
Yeah, it actually probably maybe it would work. I don't know.
Just when they're not using it on the weekends or something.
Can I borrow it?
Yeah,
for tomorrow?
I'll bring it back.
So that's our story for today. We would like to hear from you guys in the comments. What would you have done in this situation? If you were the guy in the canoe, or if you were Emily, or if you were police officer?
You know what I would do?
What?
You ever seen that movie Double Jeopardy?
No.
So the premise of Double Jeopardy, I think the husband cheated on the wife, and then he faked his own death or something like that, right? Same thing. But basically, everyone thought he was dead, right?
Yeah.
So how do you get charged for murder? You can't kill a dead guy.
Oh.
All right.
Maybe you should have put like a decoy in the bottom of the river.
Decoy?
Like a fake body. Thinking like
They would have pulled out a fake body and that would have been more obvious.
that's true.
All right. We're already in the weeds, so I have to bring this up. What is up with this town? We have Watertown, Big Green Lake. Like, what was this? 3 clicks down, you had Small Yellow Pond next to Turtle Town.
Turtle Town.
What is up with these names?
It's just a very simplistic area. They're
Yeah.
just like very simple.
Well, we got the Blue Sky Lake over there. I don't know.
Yeah. So I know that we joked a lot and everything there, but on a more serious note, this case is pretty heavy. And with the crushing debt and everything like that, we want to let you know that you can absolutely get help. You can call or you can text 988 anytime to reach the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline for free. It's 24/7 confidential support. So if you're struggling with anything financial, anxiety, depression, and you just need someone to talk to, just know that there are resources out there. You don't have to fake your own death and go mad and traumatize your family. Like,
Yeah.
you can get help.
There's always options.
Yeah.
Now, before we let you go, if you want to come hang out with us during the week, because I know you do, you can follow us on Instagram or TikTok, or if you want to see our faces, you can now see us on YouTube.
Yeah. You might have caught us here.
Maybe.
You might have caught us there.
But if you hate ads, you can watch on YouTube. There's no ads over here yet.
That's the secret menu
That's it.
item.
But you can also follow us on Patreon, patreon.com/Crime Salad Podcast, where you can get ad-free listening and behind the scenes things like that. But yeah, here we are.
Careful eating the salad out there, though, because I heard that there's parasites in it.
Maybe.
But you can always just like stick to crime salad. It's healthy.
Yeah, healthier.
Healthy, yeah.
Ish.
Healthy-ish.